Come on.
Not me. No. Am I not turned up, maybe? La la la. Oh, there we are. Okay. Oh my God. It's on now.
Yeah, okay.
You guys, we're sorry. We don't know what's happening here, but my hideously embarrassing show from last week was starting to play and override our live show. We frantically pushed every button on the computer, even though we know we're not supposed to. And we tried to call Todd. And he wasn't there.
Now we're going to get in trouble.
We are. Okay, just to put it out there, I hit DJ override quit, and then Kristina hit a stop button, and then I closed something that said okay at one point. So for all the techie people who fix what we've done later, that's what we did.
I'm so proud of you that you took control.
You're the one who found finally the stop button.
Well, because you were trying to take control, I was able to relax for a minute and then
that's relaxing.
take a fresh look at the computer screen. And it was there that I saw.
Terrifying.
Well, that was a very interesting way to start the show, wasn't it? I know what happened is I heard the theme song. I was playing it off iTunes on my computer, and then I heard it doubling at off some other computer.
Crikey.
That's fantastic. Oh my gosh.
It was not fantastic, Kristina.
Well,
I was just saying how the show last week was the most horrible show on the face of the earth because it was so awkward to do it by myself, and I sounded...
Hello?
Oh, she's on the phone. It was horrifying. Anyway, and then it happened. And then it happened twice. Hang on a second.
More information. Press 2 to be removed from the list.
Dang telemarketers. Yeah, press 2. We don't want them coming.
Request to be removed from our call list will be fulfilled immediately.
Thanks, telemarketers. Is it telemarketers or telemarketers?
Tele. Like teleportation?
Telecommunication.
Yeah.
Okay, let me look at my list and see what's on it other
Whoa.
than panic over...
Good morning, everybody. This is 11th Hour Radio, coming to you from South Royalton, Vermont, with Emily Howe and Kristina Stykos, and we're going to start now.
9 minutes late. Mm-hmm. You know, we usually get off to a bit of a hectic start. That was worse than usual.
Yeah, you know, this morning at home, I spent about 20 minutes trying to shoot a photograph of a bird.
Did you get it?
No.
Those are 20 minutes you're never going to get back. Sorry, she just yanked a cord and like every electronic device on the table just went falling onto the floor. Okay, hold on a second. I don't think you can go away again. Not ever. No way, no how. She's collapsed in laughter. She can't function.
Okay.
Oh my. Is it still on? Is that on? Is this on? That thing is so durable. You've knocked that thing silly so many times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I read a poem?
I think you better. Let's have some
We're going to just
meditative.
cleanse the palate of technology by reading a flower fairy's.
Oh my
Because,
God.
I mean, what other antidote is there when technology fails you? You have to go back to a book with pages made out of paper.
Okay. Tell me your flower fairy knowledge.
The song of the Celandine fairy. Ready?
No! What? Are you really going to read this?
Just relax.
Okay. Read me.
Did you don't like that flower?
I didn't know it was a flower. How do you spell it?
Celandine. Celandine.
Have I seen it before, this flower?
Oh, I don't know. This book is English.
Okay, all right.
It's an English flower from the English countryside. Okay, see the little fairy? Doesn't it make you
Yes.
feel good? It looks like
That
you,
looks like
sort
a
of.
buttercup or something. It's got a buttercup.
It is. It's kind of like a trout lily, except, you know, the blossom is like a trout lily. It's about the same size.
All right, read it.
Okay. Before the hawthorn leaves unfold, or buttercups put forth their gold.
Buttercup, ha! Sorry.
Be quiet.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so embarrassed. I just interrupted your poem.
This poem is just 4 lines long, so if you interrupt me...
all right. Start over. I'm totally quiet now.
Before the hawthorn leaves unfold, or buttercups put forth their gold, By every sunny footpath shine the stars of lesser celandine. Now take a deep breath. Okay, I'm going to do one more just to really
good.
sort of cement this.
How many lines is it?
This is 6.
Oh my God. All right.
This
I'm in
is-
for the long haul for this one.
Okay, and this is actually a flower that you know. It's very common, and it's blooming right now on the roadside.
Colt's foot?
Yes!
Oh my God.
Score. Okay, this is the song of the Coltsfoot fairy. The winds of March are keen and cold. I fear them not, for I am bold. I wait not for my leaves to grow. They follow after. They are slow. My yellow blooms are brave and bright. I greet the spring with all my might.
I think that they're watered by the last trickles of Budweiser. That's where you see them, in sort of the trashy side of the road.
You know what's funny about what you just said?
What?
Is that the second track of music for today is Bo Thayer's song, what is it called? 100 Beer Cans.
Ha.
You know that one?
No.
Okay, well, you'll become familiar with it.
Okay.
But
I don't even like beer. Don't we have a whole show on this radio station that's dedicated to beer?
oh, we did it. We did.
I think we do, or did.
We better check the schedule and learn
Yeah.
what's playing on the station besides us. And we're very sort of centric, like we're the center of the universe, and get over it. Just get over it.
I feel really bad that I may have broken something over there by pushing buttons. Do you think?
Well, I know that we're on the air now, so how bad could it be? I mean,
Well, since I shut off that DJ override thing, the automatic or whatever, like,
all right, I'll tell you what. After the show's over or during the next break, we'll call Todd again and we'll go through the list of the things that we did that potentially have completely screwed up the
I
station
just don't
computer.
remember all the words of the things that I clicked.
Well, we'll go look. We'll review. We'll do a little review.
All right.
So we're going to relax. Let's take another deep breath. Okay. Oh, man, I'm feeling so good now. I mean, I was feeling good before.
Yeah.
And then I kind of was feeling bad for a minute, but now I'm feeling good. You got to be able to switch gears quick
That's true.
on the radio. You just got to go with the flow. So, Henderson's Tree Service, the chipper. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got behind that on the way down here.
Did it fling little chips of things at you?
No, but it was going rather slowly, and then they got
You were
behind
here
it.
before me.
I know. Well, what happens is, as soon as you get the chance, you go 70.
In your car that's about to die any second.
Yeah, you got to get to the show on
That
time.
we thought was dead and somehow has miraculously.
Well, it wasn't
itself.
miraculous. It was my willpower and my desperation.
Kristina stopped driving her car because it was completely dead and broken, and then she just started driving it again, and it's fine.
And
We can't really figure this out.
Well, I know, and I just got it inspected. It passed inspection, even though it has all the
bizarre.
stuff wrong with it.
That's very
So I don't know what happened.
All right.
I guess that is a miracle.
Although she is in the market for a good used car, so anybody who has a lead on a good used
Or a big
inexpensive
truck,
car or truck.
Yeah, I got to borrow a Tundra. Oh, and that leads me to a question that I had sort of to pose generally to you about trucks. Have you ever tried to get an 89-year-old person into the front seat of a Toyota Tundra?
That's why they have those running bars. Does Julie's truck not have running bars on it? Or what do you call those things?
Yeah, it does actually.
It's still hard. You're going to have to boost them by their butt.
Yeah, I think I should have helped out a little more because as it was, I just stood behind her. I had faith that she could do it, and she.
Does it have those handles over
Yeah,
the door?
it
But
had a
those kinda
handle.
are high.
Well, she grabbed onto that, but here's what happened. Okay, picture this. She
Just
grabbed.
dangle like a little monkey from
Well,
it?
she was kind of dangling, and so her impulse when dangling was to take her knees and put them onto the seat. Now you've
Then
got
you fall backwards.
Well, I was there, so she didn't fall
Okay.
backwards, but now you've got an 89-year-old person with their knees on the passenger side seat of the car, unable to rotate. Rotation is very hard when you're 89.
Yeah.
Swiveling your butt around to sit down.
This probably could have taken two people. You need like
Yeah.
one person already in the truck to pull and the person outside the truck to push.
Yeah.
You could have enlisted the help of maybe a passerby or something.
didn't want to embarrass her too much. I want her to feel like
They should make little collapsible stairs. Like from the running bar, whatever you call that thing. You should have like a little pull-out
that's what
set of mesh stairs.
I was telling my friend Neil what happened, and he said, "Oh, well, just take this. He's got a little footrest,
Yeah.
And he said, "Take this." And I said, "No, I don't think we're going to go out again. I don't think we're going to try that little let's take a ride in the truck."
Does she have a wheelchair? Because you could just put like a bumper hitch and pull her.
Well, there was a hitch on the truck.
Slow speed.
She has a
ramp.
walker.
Put her right in the back.
In the back?
Yeah.
Where in the back?
The back of the truck.
It's not well appointed for somebody who's 89.
I suppose.
Okay. All right. Well, I just thought you might have some insight there.
I guess not. I can't even get into the truck because it's too high for me.
Yeah.
I basically do that same thing.
Well, I just thought it was so much better than the Ford.
Yeah.
The Ford was terrible.
That doesn't have a step, does it?
I took her to the bank in the Ford. I don't know how she got in. I really don't.
Doesn't have a step.
No. I must have hoisted.
I really clamored to get into your truck.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Well, man.
Truck difficulties.
I don't know. Maybe we should just take drugs.
No. Everybody does that.
I bet Prince did that. I bet that's why Prince died, don't you think?
It is why Prince died. He had his hip replaced and he was on painkillers and they were mismanaged and he died in his elevator.
What?
Where have you been?
I thought I was plugged in.
Yeah, he had a hip operation. I didn't know that Prince was a Jehovah's Witness, did you?
I did learn about that, yes.
There's been so many pieces of Prince trivia popping up this week.
Definitely.
How come everything he ever sings is about sex and yet he has no children?
Well, he had a
I guess not that the two are that connected, but
well, he had a conversion of some type. I don't think he started out being
a man. What? I'm sorry, I missed.
No. I just mean when all those hits were coming out of him that were teaching that generation about sexuality, I think he wasn't in his religious phase.
Oh.
See what I'm saying?
Oh, that kind of conversion.
Yes.
You know what has been popping up on Facebook? Here's one of my clicks this week that I wouldn't mind eliminating from my browser history.
Okay.
Somebody had posted the male to female sex conversion animated version, like how it.
I saw that,
and I was like, well, I am kind of curious as how they do that. So I watched it, and it was like, even though it was animated and not real, watching the scalpel do what it was doing.
Did you
was
get all the
so
way
disturbing.
through it?
Yeah, I did.
I had to stop
when they
yes
slice it around and pop the top off like a little mushroom head. I was like,
yeah,
holy.
Yeah. No, I asked myself, I said, do you really want to watch this? And the answer was, I guess not.
Yeah, I didn't either after a while, but then it just became morbidly like, no, I'm going to just stomach this through because it's something that I always wondered, and I might as well figure out how it really works. And I did.
Yeah, I just didn't know they went that far with it.
I didn't either.
But I guess the magic of surgery these days, you could do just about
hours
anything.
and hours and hours. Ugh, and then they show like the little black stitches afterward. Little
stitches are
X's,
okay.
whatever. It just looked.
I'd rather see the stitches than the
I don't know.
actual incision going around like a.
God, it was so weird.
Like peeling an orange.
It was. Yeah. I just kept thinking of like the way that, you flip the top of a dandelion or a mushroom off. That's sort of like what they did to the. But then they put part of it back. Never mind. Okay. We're done with this topic now. Talk about something else and nice.
Okay. I'm going to talk about something really nice. Well, I took a roll of toilet paper to Ithaca with me.
I was just going to talk about toilet paper.
Because of you.
Why?
Because you told me I couldn't throw my gum out the car window.
No, you can't. Little birds will eat it.
I know, and I'm so hyper vigilant now about not doing that I remembered. I mean, there I have 5 million things I have to remember on my trip, but what is the most important thing is making sure that I have tissue so that I can wad my gum down.
What are you buying Trident so it's like all in, or are you buying individually wrapped pieces? because you can just put the gum back in its own wrapper again.
Oh my gosh,
You just
I never
save the
thought
wrapper
of that.
every time, and then
then
you stick it down in the car door and throw it away when you get to the gas station.
Wow, that's brilliant. Oh man. Sometimes some things you say make my life so much easier.
I can't believe you brought a whole roll of toilet paper just to dispose of your gum.
Yeah.
Wow. I was having a super pet peeve about toilet paper not this week, but in general I have a pet peeve because we have our downstairs bathroom, the toilet paper roll is attached to the back of the door, which is kind of next to the toilet. So the door has to be shut for you to be able to get the toilet paper. If the door's open, you can't reach the toilet paper anymore unless you stand
Can you
up
shut
on
the
toilet.
door if you're sitting there?
No.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So the trouble is sometimes if you're peeing and just, especially if you're the only one in the house, you just sit down, you pee real quick. I don't even shut the door. And then I'm like, oh crap, I can't get to the toilet paper. Or here's the even worse one. You think you've got it this time. You're sitting there. You've shut the door. The toilet paper is within reach. And then your kid comes busting in because they're trying to get something. And my kids they do not care who's on the toilet. And then they just run off again and leave the door open. And then you're stuck there. You can't get to the toilet paper.
Oh, wow.
I just
That's tough.
want to say anybody who's designing their bathroom, don't put the toilet paper on the back of a movable, not on the door. Just don't do that. There's plenty of places for our toilet paper to be not on the door.
The good thing about that is that you've just posed a problem that I think has an easy solution. And I think when you're having a bad day, you got to go to those things that can be solved and not beat your head up against the things that are going to be way more difficult.
Sometimes we leave an emergency toilet paper on the back of the toilet, so in case that happens, you can still access some.
No, that's brilliant.
Yep.
See, you've got it all figured out.
I'm fine now.
You just needed to kind of
There
get
was
it
just a
off your
thing.
chest.
It was just
But
a thing
actually,
I was thinking about.
You solved the problem just by saying it, just by being honest and opening your heart and your, connecting with people. So, you know how we both hate to fly on airplanes?
Yes.
I was thinking about this. I think what it is that flying on an airplane is like the most basic metaphor for life. Because what happens? You get sent out on this big hunk of this unwieldy vehicle, right? Mm-hmm. That could crash at any moment. And if it crashes, it's not your fault.
Well, it sort of is because you chose to get on it.
Yeah, well, you chose to be born.
Knowing.
Yeah, well, think of the metaphor for a minute, okay?
No, I think you're more personally responsible for getting on an airplane than you are for being born.
Oh, I don't. Come on.
You didn't have
Get
any
off.
say in being born.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Well, you certainly do.
No, you don't, actually.
Where are you from, man? You haven't taken enough drugs.
No,
You should understand the genesis of all this craziness is because we chose to come here. And if you don't have that basic precept under your belt, you're going to have a rough ride. And that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Don't fly if you can't hack it.
Do you want to finish your analogy wherever it was going?
No, I did. I'm done. You just
Ow.
didn't get it.
I so
I'm
didn't
not
get
going to
it.
say it again. Well, think about it later.
Okay.
When you're on the toilet and you can't reach the toilet paper.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know.
We
Well,
got,
our show's probably half over because half of it was
we're still sort of
steeped in
spastic from all the...
the technological
The
difficulty.
time has disappeared from that thing, probably because I broke it.
Yep, probably. I could jiggle the mouse. I can't believe we still use a mouse here. How backwards is that? How old
I think
school?
people use mouses, mice. Mice? Is the plural of the electronic
Meese.
kind mice?
Meese.
too?
Meese.
Or do you say, can you actually say mouses for once?
I said meese.
Meese isn't a word unless it's the beginning of like miso soup.
You're just putting,
Just because you're an English major, you always think you can pull the wool over my eyes.
no. You're just you're putting me down
Meese is not a word.
because I'm a creative user of language.
Well, I am too, but I draw the line at meese. I just
All right. Well, really, okay. We could skip. I was gonna play Highwoods String Band. I'm gonna skip it. We'll play it another time. We'll just go straight through.
Oh my God.
Unless you need a break. Do you feel like you need to lie down or something?
Fine. I don't have anything on my list.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Come
it's
on.
all
What's
stuff.
the next thing?
No. Actually, I can't say.
All right.
We've become obsessed with Downton Abbey, which is a television show, which is a foreign idea for us because we don't watch television or anything of that nature. But at a yard sale, we found the whole box set of Downton Abbey for like $2, and everybody's been talking about. Well, like 10 years ago, everyone was talking about loving it.
You started to give away the plot to it last time I was here, so don't do that again. I don't want you to.
It was like 10 years ago, Kristina. So I feel like you can spoil a plot that was 10 years ago. I'm
Not
just so
with
behind
your friend,
the times.
Not your friend.
Well, I don't think you're going to watch it unless you want to watch it.
I want to watch it.
All right, then I'll give it to you after.
It's on my schedule for like 5 years from now when I have some time.
When it's like 20 years old. I'm so amazed that we're so behind everyone else in these things. I'm fine with that usually, but occasionally run across something that's kind of good. And normally when everybody's gushing about how something is really awesome, I ignore it because I think it's not really awesome. You people just think it's awesome. And this is the first thing that everyone said was awesome that I actually really think is awesome too. So I feel connected to my fellow man.
There's so much stuff like that you and we don't want to catch it on the first wave because it's a fad. But after it's not being a fad anymore and there's new fads, then we'll go back to the old fads and get into it. I think that's sensible. And then nobody will notice that you didn't want to be part of the crowd before.
Well, I just don't like TV or anything like that in general too. So and I don't like being held captive. Like if you have a show that you love, you can't just keep going. You have to wait for the next week for it to come, or the next season even. You have to wait months and months, and that feels very out of my control.
That's just what it is to be human.
So the box set, so you can binge watch, or I suppose that's what Netflix is all about, right? That's better because I can control that situation.
Why?
Because I'm a control freak.
No, but why is it more easy to control with Netflix?
Because you can just watch all of them at once if you want to, and you don't have to wait.
Mm-hmm. So you've got this figured out.
Oh, God.
Man, okay, whatever. I'll play the dang song, and we'll go cry for a minute and just get it out.
Okay.
That our show got kind of wrecked in the beginning, but it's...
What, are you going to play the string band one or the
Yeah,
beer
I will,
one?
and then we'll play the beer cans. Oh, it's 10,000 beer cans, not 100. How could I have thought that? I know this.
Anybody who has beer
artist.
cans, are beer cans recyclable? I mean, are beer cans returnable or just some of them?
They're returnable unless it's something obscure. Sometimes...
I need anybody who has returnable bottles to give them to me, not because I particularly want returnable bottles, but the Tunbridge Little League is having a bottle drive, which I didn't know they have had. I thought that those were a thing that you had in like 1960, but we're having one anyhow.
Well, where did they take them?
I don't, to the Tunbridge dump, but it's not like right now. You know what?
Man,
I don't have enough information to tell you.
This is too
just give them to me.
complex.
Everybody give them to
They're
me,
not
and I'll
gonna give
figure
them
out where
to
they're supposed to
you.
go. Well, I'm not going to do anything.
Take them to Chelsea and give them to the animals, to the Humane Society collection.
Well, why can't it go to Little League
Because
for a minute?
animals are more important than Little League.
That is true. I absolutely agree with that. But that one's been set up there for years and years and years. So take them all there all the time, but just for like a week, just give them to me.
All right, folks, it's your decision.
Or just give me money. How about that? I need some money for the Little League because they don't have any money. Okay, shut me off.
Okay. Put on your earphones, everybody. Wife and 5 little children and a baby take a trip on the big back fella, no Oh, there's nothing to do but sit down and sing and rock about my Saro Jane. Oh, rock about my Saro Jane. Oh, rock about my Saro Jane. Oh, there's nothing to do but sit down and sing and rock about my Saro Jane.
that ends abruptly because that was a bootleg tape.
Bootleg.
I got that tape from my friend Lynn Young out in Wyoming.
Wow, man.
He's a big fan of the Highwoods String Band. And so
Todd just called. He's going to be listening in an hour, or not an hour, at noon to see if the next show goes on automatically, blah, 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 and make sure that I didn't screw up anything too bad on the computer over there.
Well, great. Now we can just have more fun.
Relax. Get back to our normal.
Yeah, we could do anything. We could sing. We could sing.
When do we ever sing, Kristina? Well, I mean, other than when we sing.
Shower.
I do sing in the shower. Do you?
Nope, because I don't take showers. Didn't you notice?
Yeah. Well, you take baths.
No,
I guess. Yeah. I don't sing in the bath. The bath doesn't echo like the shower does. The shower gives you your voice back to you in a nicer. Nicer format than it leaves your.
I had this morning when I was having my coffee, I was listening and watching my friend Dick Henkel, who was he took a video of himself playing a couple songs in the shower stall because he liked the acoustics in there. So he set up the camera and then he sat down in the shower.
Do that.
You should do it.
You know what? That would be a really fun music video. Okay, next time that you're going to record something, let me help you and let's record it in. We'll just record it in the shower and we'll video it, and that would be fun. Like we'll just sit in there.
That's the most excited you've been about doing a music video with me in 5 years.
I want to do a music video. I
in
just
the
have
shower?
writers. I have writer's block and every kind of. I have artist's block.
We have to do something to overcome blockages.
Here comes the train.
That's not going to help you overcome writer's block. It's a nice distraction.
I love distractions. Distractions are what keeps me blocked because every time I almost start something, I'm distracted by something else. Because life is distracting and busy.
Well, why don't you ask people what you should write about? Just get it started.
I tried that, and everyone gave me ideas that I've already written about 100 times, which was very sweet of them.
Like what?
Like sheep. Everyone is like, write about sheep. And I'm like, that's really super sweet of you, but I've written about sheep until I could write about sheep in my... Nobody wants to read anything else about sheep. Just no more. Stop with the sheep.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so much you can write about sheep.
How about an
before
article?
You start getting weird and obscene.
How about an article on how your struggles with technology? If you have some sometimes.
What are you saying?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, we all do.
I ignore technology for the most part. I have eliminated it as best as possible from my life.
That is totally not
weird.
true.
Yes, I have a laptop, but I don't really know how to use it. It's about to die because I never do the updates, or I don't clean it, or I don't do the things
You're a photographer.
Yeah, well, I really fought the digital age long and hard. I was super depressed when digital cameras happened because here I'd been working for years and spending hours a day down in my little dark room in the dark, like a little vampire soaked in pruny hands from chemicals that would probably give me cancer. And then the digital cameras happened and all my millions of hours of work could be instantly replicated by somebody with a digital camera and a filter in 5 seconds who doesn't know anything. So it just makes you feel very hopeless. Why do I bother? That kind of thing.
But you got over it.
I did. Now I also use digital cameras and really annoying filters. But I don't feel like an artist anymore. I mean, I feel like, I know a few tricks about composition maybe that other people don't know, but
you know why?
Other than that, any of my knowledge is just
No, I'll tell you why you don't feel like an artist
clean.
Anymore. Because you have kids.
No, the kids, I find more inspiration from the kids than I find from myself.
Well, yeah, but you're documenting your kids makes you feel like you're not quite an artist in the same way.
No.
Well, you
I
just
generally
said,
just
I'm
feel like a
quoting
loser, except for the mothering thing. I'm a super good mother, but when I go back and look at the artist label, I'm like, nah, I'm a loser artist. I'm a good mother, but I'm a loser artist. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I wonder if I would be a loser artist without technology.
You know, I kind of did the same thing when I was raising my kids, is that I did play music, but I was more focused on promoting other people, other musicians.
Yeah.
You know, I put on that concert series up in Barrie and up in Montpelier, and was really into hanging around the people who were the real artists.
Yeah, I do that a lot too.
Yeah.
I think that is just a cover though, because we're too afraid to call ourselves sometimes artists.
Yeah, to face the naked truth.
But I mean, even if I have no talent, the amount of dang years I put in toward it has got to count for something, right? I would assume. Like, how do you gauge the artist label? Like the many years you've been doing it, or the actual raw talent that you have?
No, I don't. Oh gosh, that's such a hard question. I kind of hate the question.
Well, you can ignore it. I hate it too.
Well, yeah, I just kind of think that.
Let's talk about something else, like seahorses or something.
Well, I think you should just keep working. Basically, just keep putting your head down and working, and then develop whatever kind of audience you can, and appreciate that audience, and just put your head back down, go back to work, and I think the years roll by, and you don't have to ask the question anymore. You're just doing it.
I honestly felt like I ran out of every idea in the world to write about recently. I looked at what I have written about and what there is left to write about, and they're just that should be not.
It's
there should be a bazillions of things in the world to write about, but I could not think of anything that I wanted to write about that I hadn't already written about.
Yeah, but this is fantastic. You know why? Because it's like with alcoholism, where you have to hit bottom, right? You have to hit bottom.
I don't know if I like this comparison.
Well, actually, some people don't agree with that theory, but there's some truth to it. That sometimes things have to get completely, utterly bleak.
Well, what if I've used up my entire brain, my entire well of ideas? What if it's dry? What if I've taken them all?
No,
what if I only could go to a certain point?
No, it's just about
and
access.
now there's anything left to write about.
It's all the stuff is in there. All the creative juices, all the millions of things that you could be writing about, they're all in there. It's about the doors, not getting the doors open in the brain. So that's what you need.
So
And I'm not trying to suggest hallucinogenics. I'm trying to really.
You were weirdly onto some sort of a drug.
Well, I know. Why is that? Why was I thinking about this? I was thinking about.
You know what? Maybe it's because you went to visit your elderly mother in Ithaca, and she's probably on a lot of drugs because she's elderly.
Well, no, she's actually on way less or way fewer than many of her
Does
friends.
She have one of those plastic containers with all the little...
No, because now the
things in
nurses bring her all her medicines.
Oh, I see.
But she had about 5 of those that were empty on her desk. And I said,
What
Mom,
else could you
why do
use
you have
those for? I love those things. I like the looks of them.
I do too.
I kind of want to like repurpose them for something. All those neat little tiny
Do you take vitamins?
Yeah, but I just take one out of the... I take the chewable kids kind, the gummy ones, and I think you'd have to really squish those suckers to get them in there. They're big.
Do you have a dollhouse?
Somewhere, yeah.
Okay, because I used to keep some of the tiny little things that go in the dollhouse, like little Coke bottles that are an inch high. I used to keep those collected in containers like pill.
I bet you there's like 101 amazing uses that like soccer moms have found for them on Pinterest.
Yeah, there's probably 10 websites out there right now that tell you how to deal with that.
I saw. Okay, this is my useless other click on the internet yesterday. We're
going to have to talk about your self-esteem, I think.
Well,
do you want to go into that, or do you want to talk about your self-esteem issue today? Because it's really like
what
you're waving your flag, like I have no self-worth.
It's just because last week's show was so horrible, Kristina. And then it started freakishly playing again when we walked in here, which I wanted to put that behind me forever. The fact that I needed to come to terms with I'm the world's worst DJ, and not just slacker DJ is fine. I don't mind being a slacker DJ with you, but coming in here to like be a DJ and finding that I actually was not only a slacker DJ, but the worst DJ ever. But we can get away with being slacker DJs if we're vaguely entertaining. Like I wasn't entertaining. I couldn't push any buttons right. I didn't know what I was doing, and I sounded like a moron.
Well, what is this telling you about yourself?
That I'm a moron? What? What is your point? I don't know. I can't be a solo DJ.
Well, it's just you're a really nice person.
I am a really nice person. I'm just not very good at a bunch of things.
That's
hard for an elder child to say.
that was on my personal growth Friday list that we could talk about siblings. How do you feel about that?
Sure. A lot of angst in that area.
Yeah.
Being the oldest is hard.
Yeah.
The parents like break in all the parenting ideas on you, and then you feel resentful and bitter forever towards your siblings, not your parents, weirdly.
Yeah. And sibling relationships can either be the best kind of relationship or the worst kind, because siblings know you in a way that nobody else knows you, but they also think they know you better than maybe they do. It can go both ways. So you get judged in the negative sense with siblings. Sometimes you get judgments that are based way in the past, or there's some reflection of an authority
they hold
figure.
their same opinion of you since you were 7, which isn't really fair anymore.
Well, do you think that any of that judgment gets passed on? Say, if you had one of your parents had a certain opinion about you as a child,
it absolutely does.
Yeah, so the siblings take on these, and it is the job of every sibling, I would say, to throw out some of those notions that were planted like little seeds in childhood, because they really stop sibling relationships from going forward.
I was the instigator as a child, so now no matter what, everything is always, even if I have nothing to do with the situation, they zero in on you did this. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you're more responsible being the elder,
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yours must be your relationship with your siblings is totally different because you have brothers, so that gives you a disconnect from them in some ways because they're the opposite sex.
Right, but it doesn't mean that they can't be. Well, I have one brother that's pretty negative towards me and one that's super positive, so I've got this strange kind of balance. Which, I'll settle for that. If I could just got one that's fantastic, off the charts, fantastic, supportive, and loving.
True.
I'll take it. Okay. Well, thank you for telling me that. I figure if our siblings... Would your siblings be listening to the show ever?
No, they hate this show.
All of them? All two of them?
Yes, for different reasons.
What are the two reasons?
One just thinks it's awful, and one is embarrassed. I think. But I don't know if...
Yeah.
I think both. I think they're both embarrassed because it's when you're too close to something that's being said, you don't want to I don't know. They just find me embarrassing in general because that's what you do with your siblings. You don't grow out of that thing. Finding them sort of embarrassing.
Well, maybe because you're so close in age and you're all...
We are, and we all still live kind of nearby.
Female.
And
yeah, because in my case, I'm so proud of my little brother. I mean, I'm 10 years older than him. And I can't say enough good about who he's become. So, but there is that distance there. Mm-hmm. We didn't really have to compete for anything. We didn't compete for attention, particularly. We were being ignored to begin with, so by our parents.
Sometimes that's better parenting method than some of the
overbearing
helicoptery stuff that goes on. I can't figure out which is. I'm trying to come up to the happy medium, but
oh, you do great.
You're always gonna make somebody annoyed, though, no matter what. So
yes, again, I've said this earlier in the show, but that's being human. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And on that happy note, we could play 10,000 beer cans. Do you think or did you want to talk about something?
I
can go either way.
Nothing. No.
You have nothing to talk about?
No.
Your brain is devoid of...
I'm going to look through this book with a Post-it note on it that says AA batteries.
Okay. I'm going to go to a Thayer track.
All right. Isn't he playing somewhere today?
He played last night in Rutland.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go. 10,000 beer cans.
10,000 beer cans, they litter my room. And I ain't done my laundry since early last June. My good friend just left for heaven too soon. And I get that old feeling I'll be joining him too. But I'm still searching on that myself up, I dust myself off. Look at my hands and I look at my face, wondering how did this all begin? Wait for them walls to keep. Steady still, says the clock on the wall. Last time at work, I just can't recall. Just when I feel I've gotten used to it all, I'm at my favorite seat, that downtown bar. But I'm still searching on that crazy wind. So I pick myself up, dust myself off, look at my hands and I look at my face. I'm wondering, how did this all begin? Wait for them walls again. Well, the police, they're trying to run me out of town. Guess my toast always falls on the other side down. So I'll save my goodbyes for the next time around. By this time tomorrow, sure to be alone. But I'm still searching on that crazy wind. So pick myself up, dust myself off, look at my hands and I look at my face. I'm wondering, how did this all begin? Wait for them walls to cave in. Guess I'm a good friend to misfortune. Guess I'm a good friend to misfortune. Guess I'm a good friend of 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 misfortune. Guess I'm a good friend. 10,000 beer cans, they litter my road.
There it is, Bo Thayer, 10,000 beer cans.
Do you think there's any topic that's too serious to be joked about, Kristina?
Nah, not really, but it's all about the timing,
Yeah.
you know?
I think I pretty much have joked about every single thing, which is kind of horrifying in some ways. But I think for some of those really bad things, the only way to deal with it is to try to inject a light side.
I agree. And remind me that when I'm in some kind of tragedy,
Okay.
you know, because we need to turn tragedy into comedy, I think. But it just is a matter of timing, so wait until the perfect moment.
You know, you can turn your ashes into a tree now, which like a little tree seed is put in the ashes, and then you plant it.
Yeah, but
what if the tree dies? Like trees don't always live, you know.
I
And
think
you have a dead tree.
I don't really care about that. I just because I think it's fine. Anything you do.
I know. I'm just like they show these pictures. It's like an infomercial for these little pods that you can grow yourself.
I love those animations that they create now that make you understand how things are, you know, how procedures.
What, like penises being turned into?
Exactly.
inside out penises or whatever that was.
Or human bodies being turned into trees. Yes, it's a very explicit animation
I'm just
that
saying,
shows
think
you the
about
whole
when
process.
you plant some saplings. Like a hefty percentage of them doesn't actually make it.
Yeah, but what I really want to know is, do you know what a chatbot is?
Chatbot?
Yeah, chatbot.
Nope.
It's a quiz.
No,
Chatbot.
I don't.
Guess. What do you think of what chatbot
I don't
would
know.
be?
Something on a computer.
It's voice-controlled assistance.
Like what kind of assistance?
Well, it's when you can talk to devices and they deal with you vocally.
Oh, like Siri?
Yes, that's a chatbot.
She's a chatbot?
Yeah, but they're getting more and more sophisticated, and basically what Facebook wants to do is have you interact. Everything that you need in your life, they want you to come to Facebook to execute it through chatbots. Like if you need a taxi, go to Facebook, chatbot with a
We don't even
chatbot.
have taxis here.
I saw one. We have a taxi.
It drives
We
here
have a taxi
from
in
like
Vermont.
40 miles away. Don't we have big
Yeah,
green
but don't say there's
taxis?
not any taxis in Vermont,
But they
because
come
there's
from-
a couple.
Yeah, but it costs like $1 million to
My
get
friend
one 'cause
Fred
it
has a
drives
taxi.
1 million miles.
Fred has a taxi.
Who's Fred?
Fred Solomon? Morph.
I don't know who that is.
You've read
You're
7
just
Days.
making that up.
No, you know his column. His column.
No.
Hacky.
No idea what you're
his
talking
column
about.
in 7 Days. Come on, Hacky. You haven't read that?
No.
What are you, some kind of a journalist who doesn't read the...
I do. I just have somehow missed hacky.
Okay, well, check it out, because he's actually a really good writer and he's funny, and maybe he'll give you some
So he writes
ideas.
about his taxi experiences.
What do you not want to read?
But he's
about...
in Burlington. I understand taxis in Burlington. I just mean around here.
Look, if you have writer's block, you should probably call Fred,
All right.
because he'll help out.
Okay.
I feel like a chat bot.
I'm just
You
still
know, but
worried that I really messed up the computer over there and that the next show is not going to play automatically. If you guys hear blank space after our show, I'm really sorry. It's my
our fault.
I'm so sorry.
I'll take partial responsibility.
No,
'cause
you
I
didn't do it.
egged
I
you
started
on.
clicking, and while I was clicking, I said, I'm not supposed to be touching this. I just don't know what to
No,
do.
that was my way of getting out of feeling guilty about it, because I just let you go over there and madly click. I could have, but I was too much of a wuss.
No, I don't think you would have. I think you are more
Level-headed in a technological
I
emergency.
I went into panic mode, which I'm not good in panic mode.
Well, just because
Don't break your leg around me, people.
It's just because you care. That's all. You become dysfunctional because you care.
I do become super dysfunctional. I hate that about myself. I would like to think that I am really cool and calm and level-headed in an emergency. But the truth is, I am not.
It'll work out.
I'm okay in other people's emergencies, depending. If I have no connection to the emergency, I'm good.
That's totally right. Once I was driving downtown in Chelsea, and the person in front of me hit a cat with their car, and the cat, it was a bad hit, and the woman was just freaking out and crying, and I just got out because I hadn't done it, and I took action.
Yep.
To move the cat off the road and such, and I didn't let my emotions get involved with it.
Okay in those kinds of situations, but if it has something to do with me, all of my own personal turmoil takes over, and I am not able to function.
Yeah, well, you're just a chatbot.
Chatbot.
Just call me a chatbot. Just call me chatbot. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just love that.
Quit saying that. What is
I can't. It's just rolling off my.
Oh, I owe you a toasted cheese sandwich after this because I got the name of the street that we're on wrong-ish. Wasn't that totally
Oh, that's
wrong?
so funny, because I was going to buy you lunch today. I was.
Well, you forgot that you bet me a grilled cheese sandwich that this was not called
I'd rather have an LT.
All right, you can have that.
Lettuce and tomato. That's my sandwich. All right. Well, we've got 2 minutes roughly. Should we try to play a little music on our way out and just apologize for being human today?
Yeah, I apologize
So
for
sorry.
being human.
So sorry. Everybody else out there who's being human today, let's apologize in unison. We are sorry for being human. But there you have it. It's not going to change anytime soon. So
And we'll be back next Friday, and we'll be better. We'll be
We will.
less human.
we'll be great.